Looking for fun things to do this winter around Minneapolis and St. Paul? We've come to the right place. In this video, I'm going to give you some of the best winter activities Minnesota has to offer. If you're new to our channel, thanks for stopping by. This is Living Minnesota. I'm a realtor. My name's Joe Carmack. So if you have any questions about real estate or anything else Minnesota related, feel free to find my contact info in the description down below. And of course, make sure to subscribe. All right, first of all, let's talk about the trails in Minnesota. So if you're not from here, or maybe you've just been around but haven't gotten outside too much, there's a ton of different great trail systems in Minnesota. I think we've got about 22,000 miles of trails throughout the state. So one sweet place you can check out is Explore Minnesota. I think it's exploremn.com. But you can search for that. They've got all kinds of different trails that you can find up on the system, from fat tire biking in the winter, cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, a whole bunch of really cool stuff. So just because it's winter, it doesn't mean you can't get outside. Definitely go check out some of our trails. Second up, let's talk about all the great winter festivals that are happening around the state. So it's a huge, huge thing in Minnesota if you haven't heard. First of all, we got the St. Paul Winter Carnival. So they've got, parades, live music, ice sculptures, all kind of stuff. It all happens downtown in St. Paul, right at Rice Park there. So a really, really cool event. And then there's also, tied to that is the Great Northern Festival. So again, just another really, really huge thing. Generally around January to February, you're gonna find a lot of these winter carnivals. So keep an eye out for those. And then you could also, if you're up north, Detroit Lakes has got a really big one up there called Polar Pete's Fest, the Polar Fest. So really, really cool events. Get out if you're looking for a drive, you can go up north, or there's also really cool options downtown. Third, if you're looking to get outside, but you don't want to necessarily be outside, you can go to some really cool museums. So if you haven't been to them recently, we've got really cool places like the Minneapolis Institute of Art, which is free. We love go checking that out. Or you've got the Walker Art Center. It's a really cool one. They've got the Sculpture Gardens, which is outside, which we talked about in another video. But that's also in the winter. It's got different stuff going on there. Or you can go inside to the Walker Art Center as well. There's a bunch of different, the Kids Museum, the Science Museum, art museums, different things. So museums in Minnesota are a really big thing, and you can definitely check those out in the winter when you don't want to be outside in the cold. On the flip side, number 4, if you do want to get outside and you don't mind being cold, we've got what's called the Polar Plunge. So if you're not from Minnesota, you have no idea what I'm talking about, but basically they raise a bunch of money for special needs, and they literally cut a big hole in the ice. The fire department, everybody's right there, but basically you can get pledges and jump into a frozen lake and support a good cause. So if you're crazy and you don't mind the cold, a lot of Minnesotans will do that. You can participate in the Polar Plunge, which we'll link for you down below as well. Number 5, if we again switch back to the other side, if you are wanting to get out, but you don't want to necessarily be frozen in a lake, I would say go try a new restaurant. We've got a ton of really good places to eat around the Twin Cities. I've actually got a whole little playlist I'll link for you right here, but we do Anoka County Eats, so you can go check that out. But try something new. Something that I've been getting into a lot recently is pho or ramen. A lot of really good places you can check out. If you're in the Minneapolis uptown area, there is Pho 79 or Ramen Kazma, which again, we'll link those down for you below. But go out, try something new, try a new place to eat. Number 6 on our list is ice skating. So there's a ton of different ice skating rinks. Obviously the lakes freeze over, so a lot of places you can just go skate on the lakes, which is obviously free, but then there's a lot of specific parks with all the cities. So a lot of them, one right by our house, they throw up kind of a temporary barrier in one of the big parking lots, and then they flood it with water. So then there's just all these little pop-up ice skating rinks all over the place that you can check out. Obviously, just being Minnesota too, this is the hockey state, so a ton of cities have specific indoor ice skating rinks that you can go to, which are really cheap or sometimes free depending on the night. So really, really cool thing to do with the kids. Another 2 places you can check out, there's Centennial Lakes area down in Edina is a really cool outdoor area. Maple Grove has a little outdoor skating area as well. And then downtown Minneapolis has got the depot. So really, really cool areas you can check out if you want to go skating. Number 7 on our list, if you're willing to make a little bit of a drive, something that's really, really cool, very Minnesota-esque, is to go see the frozen waterfalls. So we've got a whole number of them, especially if you move up the North Shore, up Lake Superior in the Duluth area. Gooseberry Falls is probably one of the most popular ones, but there's a number of really cool waterfalls that you can check out that freeze over during the winter. Also, even locally, we've got Minnehaha Falls, which is a smaller one, but can still be a really cool area to check out once it freezes. Some of them you can even go behind, so it can be a really cool experience for the family, whether to take pictures or to go walk around. Number 8 on our list, and I'm gonna just tease you with this one, you're gonna have to go check it out on your own, but go on Airbnb and Google igloos. You can literally just rent an igloo. So a very, very cool experience if you want to try something totally different, maybe get out at night. But again, I'm just gonna let you go find it for yourself. But Airbnb, and you can rent an igloo to stay in. Number 9 on our list is one of the Carmack family favorite things to do, and that's to go sledding. We actually build a cool little sledding hill in our front yard, but if you don't have a sledding hill in your front yard, there's actually a ton of them throughout most of the cities. Or the different parks, you know, when they develop them or whatever, they just piled a bunch of dirt into a hill to make a sledding hill. So you probably didn't even notice it was there, but go check out one of your local hills. There's a bunch of places you can just do it for free, bring your sled and sled all day. But there's also a number of cool areas that you can go to, like Three Rivers Park in Maple Grove's got there, the Elm Creek Park. And there's a different number of them that even have like the little conveyor belts that bring you up to the top of the hill. Some of them you got to pay for, but a bunch of them are free. There's another one in Golden Valley I can think of. So get the kids out and go sledding. Number 10 on our list is ice palaces. So this is kind of a new thing that's really becoming popular, but there's a bunch of different places or cities that, especially like during their winter festivals, they will put together just massive ice palaces. So I'm just going to let you Google it and see which ones are happening the year that you're actually watching this video. But I know the Winter Carnival always got one in St. Paul. There was one of them not too long ago that had like 25,000 ice blocks, and the structure was like 75 feet tall. So really, really cool experience. You're gonna have to Google it to figure out where they're doing them currently, but check out for ice palaces, really, really cool experience. And finally, a bonus number 11 that we almost forgot to put in, but I've got to tell you about, is Bentleyville up in Duluth. So you can go Google this one as well, check it out. But they do a massive Christmas light display. Because of COVID last year, it was a drive-through thing. I don't know if it's normally a drive-through thing. We haven't gotten our family up there, but everybody raves about it. Apparently Bentleyville's the place to go. So it is up in Duluth, a couple hours out of the Twin Cities, but everybody says it's so worth the drive. All right, that's a wrap on fun things to do this winter around Minnesota. If real estate's one of your goals coming up, would love for you to reach out. You can find all my contact info down below. Make sure to subscribe, and then also here's a couple more great videos you can check out, and I'll see you there next.